Okay, well, hello again, friends. Welcome to another Prefect 99 live stream. Thanks very much for joining if you are watching. And as always, if you are watching, please do say hi in chat. Feel free to ask any questions. I can't promise that I'll be able to answer them, but I can certainly have a go. We're back here at PIMOS. There is some ATC online. We're heading off to Gibraltar. Now, this doesn't look like Ortho, or does it? Might be very good quality Ortho, actually. Anyway, it's a little bit windy here. What's the temperature like? There is an ATIS. Transition level. So the wind 070 degrees, 14 knots, variable between 020 and 120. It's 23 degrees, and it looks like it's going to be a severe cav OK. Oh no, few at 1600. Oh well, yeah, there they are, but you know, still a rather nice day. A bit like what it's like here in London. Pretty glorious. So who needs to go all the way to Palma when you could same weather here? Anyway, as I say, ATC's online. It doesn't appear to be particularly busy. There's a few inbounds and outbounds, and then we've got Outlook all the way down to GIB. There's one departing, and there's a couple more inbound. One is almost there, and one is Lufty just over Marseille. So we'll probably end up arriving before them. Well, maybe not. We might end up similar sort of time. In reality, we wouldn't be using the RMP if there's no ATC. The fact that we can't do custom waypoints, there might be some there. We might try and do the military arrival. I don't think it'll work, so I may have to do the civil one, which is unrealistic. But at the end of the day, if there's no ATC and they can't do you can't do an SRA, and you can't do custom waypoints like you can on the 737 FMS, then it's a bit of a pickle. Apologies to everyone, I'm a little bit early. It's a first, I guess. And we'll probably be departing a bit early. Hopefully I'll have time to have lunch in between. There is currently no centre online. Malaga's opened up Valencia, Barcelona. Looks like it's a good old day for Spanish ATC guys. So the airplane is completely cold and dark. Let's start getting her fueled up, and let's see what we need. I've only got 15 minutes of additional fuel today, and that's more just because of the climb profiles, etc. So that gives us a block of 1422. The alternate is Seville, as you can see there. 33 minutes, 250 kilos. So let's see what we've got. I do always set it to what we had last time. It's a little bit irritating that it doesn't remember what we had last time. So you do have to do that. The lamps work, and let's set 1420. We have packs of 4, crew of 3, 2 up front, 1 attendant, or whatever they're called now. Oh, a little bit more. Right, there we go. That works. There's the airplane fueling. And let's hop in. I did not run through my hardware checks, so that's why the light was still on. What I am going to do is get the static elements on the ground power unit on. Because we're going to want the AC running, and you'd probably actually shut the door, to be honest. Cool the cabin down. Although I suppose 20 degrees is not too bad. But if it's been sat in the sun and warmed up, you definitely want to get the AC on to cool it down. So everything looks safe, the brakes on. Get the batteries on. Make sure the nav data is correct. It is. Correct place. See 24.5 on those, and therefore let's GPU on. There it is. Get the fans up. Look, the temp does work.
Okay.
All the way to cold. Won't play around with that too much. TORS is tested, TCAS is testing.
TCAS test. Pass.
3 days. You can see 1016 was the aerodrome elevation. You can see the pressure altitude is minus 200. So we're almost at sea level, and I think the pressure is 1022, which is about 270 feet difference. So that improves performance, increase in air density. Throttles are idle, we can put those on. What do we need the lights on today? Probably not in the cabin, to be fair, with all that sun. So they can stay off, and we can pop the nav lights on. You can see there 1013, 200 feet below sea level. I've already got the weather. I will try and get the ATIS to work, which I think was set anyway. If I right click on it, can I set it? I know I can tune COM 1 but not COM 2. As you can see, that's not. Oh, it is on COM 2 anyway. No. So I'll read that out before I call them up. And I can cheat and get that. That's information Romeo. It is 9:30. That's a little bit old. Arrival 06 left, 06 right. Ideally we'd have left, it's just a little bit shorter taxi. And like I said, 070.
Transavia 104.
4.
Fly, if you prefer, direct to Esport.
Yeah, that's alright. Direct to Esport for Transavia 104.
Better than 10k, fuel 1600. 23. 2.18. 1022. Happy. So we know we're going to get one of the 06s. Actually run through the rest of these. So Pax Auto, that goes in. On. Lead scan to auto. Check the annunciators. You can see they all work.
Fire.
Don't want to do that with the packs on board.
Fire.
Also work.
Stall.
Hydraulic pumps can stay off. Crossfeed auto off. Auto. Test the energy belts off. Shields off. ADS probes are auto. Voice protections off. Wing stabs off. Out, off. This is stopping. Actually go to auto. Throttles are idle. Works. Brake set. Flaps up.
Transavia 104 is requesting out of cockpit for 2 minutes.
Cabins off.
It's okay.
And lights are as required. Just the nav lights on. But that's essential. So fuel wise, got 1433, did 1422. Scroll that all over the flight plan. And we don't have much, Ether is online, we don't have much to worry about. So there's not a rush, we've got plenty of time. So I will actually call up for clearance. If we go from 6 right, we'll check
Translate
what the
1 to the 4
intersections
is
are.
Okay, thank you. EC1 9. Clear ILS approach runway 06 left. Report established.
Here, let's approach runway 26 left, runway 06 left, report established. EC1 is
The refuel door is open.
Just 5 on 5, on stand 2-4. Thanks for controlling me and goodbye.
Tomjet 515. 8 service, ATC service finished. Frequency change approved. Have a nice day. Bye bye. Thank you.
So I don't know if this guy's being mentored or he's on the test, but there's somebody else on frequency as well. So still information from Romeo. Interesting, it doesn't work sometimes. Armor control, good afternoon. Ascot 1908.
Ascot 1908. Good afternoon. Go ahead.
Ascot 1908. Phenom 300 information from Romeo. Parked on the west military apron. Request departure clearance to Gibraltar, please.
Ascot 1908. Clear to destination Gibraltar as filed. Standard departure EPAMA to Bravo. Runway news 06 right. Initial climb. Flight level 070 and squawk 6250.
Clear to Gibraltar as filed. Palmer 2 Bravo departure. Runway 06 right. Flight level 70. Squawk 6250. Ascot 1908.
Scott 1908, readback is correct, QNH 1022.
That's what I did give. QNH 1022, Ascot 1908. I gave him the information, but not the QNH. Never mind. Right, 058 for both runways. So let's do that. Makes it a little bit easier. So he gave us.
Engine 5 Charlie X-ray, ready for wind and start, stun 22.
Palmer to Bravo.
5
Palmer
Charlie
to
X-ray, engine startup and pushback facing east, approved.
Push and start facing east, approved. Engine 5 Charlie X-ray.
Okay, we could have had the RNAV, but whatever. Probably get direct anyway. So we were given level 70. So 1022 on both. Our squawk was 6250. And we can pop our flight plan in. Do I just do anything else? No, not initially. I suppose I could set the MCP speed to 160 for instance. So, our route. Let's have a look. There we go. EPAMA, and it's 2 Romeo there, which is the RNAV.
104, you're leaving my airspace. Contact Barcelona approach 125.25. Have a nice flight. Bye.
Complex Barcelona on 125.25. Thanks for your service. Contact from Zipport.
Bye.
So direct to Valencia. And then 985. To PIMOS. And that's it, LXGB.
EG1 is minor, establish runway left.
EC189, winds 06 left. Clear to land.
Clear to run, runway
There you
06
go.
left. Easy one in.
See our departure there with a direct effectively to 8 miles from VOR, which is for the MSAs as well. Then Polenza, then okay, yeah, so we need 1177 nav1. I'll have the ILS for 6 left, 1109 in case we need to come back. Standby for nav. Oh no, that's nav 2. One 109 and 117. 7. And nav 2.
Neptune 5 Charlie X-ray, ready to taxi.
Neptune 5 Charlie X-ray, taxi to holding point runway 06 right via Gate Foxtrot, Link and South.
There you go. So
Okay,
I've set
Foxtrot, Link,
those.
South to holding point 06 right, Neptune 5 Charlie
Let's
X-ray.
get the PFD. Go. And we are going to. Everyone is just 8 DME 325.
Iberia 2211, buenas tardes. Contacto radar, espere pista 06 izquierda y llegada por torso 3 Mike.
Tramos llegada 06 izquierda por torso 3 Mike, Iberia 221.
And that's our intercept outbound to EPAMA. But of course we're going to use GPS, that's just a backup. We're going to use the DME as well. Happy days. So performance time. I don't think so. So let's have a look at our weights. We have 1433 fuel. We have 681 plus 5500 MT. So 6181 plus 1433 gives us 7614. And so with that in mind, 7600 take away our MT weight 6181 gives us 76 at 1419, and then of course all you've got to do to work down those weights is take 200 off each time.
Iberia 2211, si lo desea, vuele directo a Andrach, Alpha Delta X-Ray.
Alfa Delta X-ray, vale, volamos directos a Andrax, Iberia 211.
Our reserve fuel is 248 plus 209 57.
Easy 189, welcome to Palma, taxi to stand 22 via Gate Echo.
Taxi to stand 22 via Echo, easy 189.
And our final reserve is 209, which would get us down to 6.4. So all those weights. Let's have a look at the performance tables. It's a nice long runway, and there is some high ground to the north. The MSA is 3000 to the south and east. 5,
Iberia
7, and 5 to
2211,
the north.
espere 5000 pies en Andrach y notifique descenso, listo descenso.
Roger, pues notificamos descenso cuando 5 pies en Andrax, Iberia 211.
So we'll take flap 1. And
Easy 189,
use 0
thank you for your service, sir, and have a good day.
at 7.6.
Easy 189, ATC service finished, frequency change approved, thank you for flying.
25.
Bye bye.
That's on 4 meters. 104, 115, 32. those weights in, speeds in even, 104, 15, 132, do the rest in cruise, and having a look at the airport information, takeoff minimum, so 06 right, even from Sierra 3, we've got 2390.
Iberia 2211, descienda a 5000 pies, nivelado en Andrach, QNH del campo 1022. QNH 1022, Iberia 2211.
So, comfortable performance for takeoff there. We've got, from Sierra 3, there's 2390. We're not even going to use half that, so 1386 to play with. So we'll take the intersection, which is along here, down here, and that's Sierra 3.
Charlie X-ray, Hotel 6, ready for departure.
Neptune 5 Charlie X-ray, winds 070 degrees, 15 knots, runway 06 right, clear for takeoff.
Lift takeoff 06 right, Neptune 5 Charlie X-ray.
So, let's get the packs on. Get them sat down and settled. And we can be out of here relatively early.
Wallin 3952, buenos días, contacto radar descendiendo para 5000 sobre Andrach, con usted.
Vueling 3953, contacto radar. Continúe aproximación
It's
y...
quite a nice bit of effort to make that funny little building there. Somebody's done well, I think. That's actually really rather elegant. I have to say I'm impressed. Very nicely done. It's amazing what you can do with the terminal kit. Looks pretty effective if you ask me. Not quite sure how they managed to do these lower down. Maybe they sunk it. I have an interest in these things now. They did sink it. Who knows? Anyway, the AC is running. Let's get the door shut. The AC back down to low. So pre-flight and tests done. Bottles is on. It's in PAX Auto.
Wallin
Dispatchable.
3952, ¿me copia?
It's a
Vueling
for 28
3953, adelante.
leads. All auto.
La aproximación es
Two off
por
auto.
la
On.
activa ILS 6
Pushed
izquierda
out.
y por Godos 3
As protection is off.
Vueling
Probes auto.
3953, esa firma, es correcto. 06 izquierda y por Godos 3 Mike.
Pues la 06 izquierda y Godos 3 Mike.
Set both.
Wallin 3953.
And cabin out's fine. Landing field 11 is set. Engine fire off. Both pushed out, bottles off. Start stop off. Ignition auto. Thrust levers are idle. Flaps up. Speed brake up. Parking brakes on. Doors are set. Am I being dense?
Vueling 3953, descienda a 2000 pies, QNH del campo
So we are good to
1022
start.
y vuele rumbo 090.
Descendiendo 2000 pies, QNH 1022. ¿Y me puede repetir rumbo?
Vueling 3953, rumbo 090.
Rumbo 090, Wallin 3953.
Doesn't help much for my SA. Ascot 1908, military apron west, request engine start. That might throw him.
Ascot 1908, engine startup, approved.
Start approved, Ascot 1908, thanks. So we are cleared to start. Pop the transponder on. It is going to be 10:23.
Neptune 5 Charlie X-ray, continue climb.
We are
Flight
sat
level
down, secured.
150.
Start engine number 1, signal to the ground crew.
Flight level 150, magnitude 5 Charlie X-ray.
Here is the engine starting up nicely, and the generators coming on. Settling down. GPU is connected.
Palm approach, good evening, Ryanair. Correction, good afternoon, Ryanair 908 Hotel Golf for
disconnect.
you.
Signal to disconnect.
180 inbound post bar info 0 on board.
Ryanair 98 Hotel Golf. Radar contact.
We'll signal start engine number 1. I have a feeling that's where you probably do the, I don't know the pressurization system particularly well, but I have a feeling it makes sense to do the ECS after. Anyway, we have started up, we're stable. GPU is disconnected, or shut, hopefully. The elec emergency is pushed out.
Ryanair 98 Hotel Golf.
Got
Descent
23.5 volts.
130.
Still protection's done. Take off
Descent
data set.
130 Ryanair 908 Hotel Golf. And
Trims.
can you please confirm I'm cleared for Lorem 3 Mike,
Set.
arrival runway 06 at Palma.
Pitch is green.
Ryanair 98
Flight controls.
Hotel Golf.
Forward.
The standard
Full
arrival
off.
is Lorem 3 Mike.
Right.
And the runway is 06
rudder.
left.
Nice protection.
Okay, so I'm continuing via Lotus
Don't
3
need
Mike,
to
arrival
chew
runway
it on yet.
06 left,
Flap
Ryanair 98
1
Hotel Golf.
selected. Flap travels. Flap 1 set. We are therefore good to go. We are going to be taxiing.
Port G'day, Condor 7 Delta Whiskey, Gate 52, Info 7, request startup, and then road to Frankfurt.
Condor 7 Delta Whiskey, I call you back in a minute.
Roger.
Now the weather
Welling 3953.
forecast did say some TCU, but we've got some terrain out here.
Autorizado ILS approach. Pista 06 izquierda. QNH del campo 1022 y llame establecido.
Avisaremos establecidos si estamos autorizados para el ILS de la 6 izquierda. Welling 3953.
Neptune 5 Charlie X-ray. Continue climb. Final flight level 180.
Continue climb to flight level 180, magnitude 5 Charlie X-ray.
Okay, so mode S on the ground. We can do that. Just check the charts.
Iberia 9111. I call you back in a minute.
I'm just going to hoover up my fuel at this rate. That's got 1908 military apron west, ready to taxi. Request Sierra 3 intersection departure.
Ryanair 98 Hotel Golf. Descent flight level 0. Correction. 080.
Descent flight level 080, Ryanair 98 Hotel Golf.
Ryanair 98 Hotel Golf. Descent 5,000 feet. Leveled in Alpha Delta X-ray.
Descent 5000 and level at Alpha Delta X-ray, Ryanair 98 Hotel Golf.
QNH 1022.
On QNH 1022, Ryanair 98 Hotel Golf. ¿Quieres establecido de la 06 izquierda, Wellington 953?
Wellington 953, viento 070 grados, 15 nudos, pista 06 izquierda, autorizado a aterrizar.
Autorizado a aterrizar con la 06 izquierda, Wellington 953.
Iberia 2211, posterior Andraix, autorizado ILS 06 izquierda, notifique establecido. Andraix, empezado ILS sur, notificamos establecido. Ascot 1908, taxi via north, link south, holding point 06 right.
Taxi via north, link south 06 right, request Sierra 3, runway 06 right, Ascot 1908.
Approach, could have been an easy.
Okay, well, we'll take the link.
Passing flight level 200 for flight level 140.
Clear left, clear right. Looks off.
Papa
Hello.
Golf.
Moved.
Contact. Descent flight level 130. Down to 130, easy, A7 Papa Golf.
Palma, aproximación muy buena, igual 7 con November, información, hotel, información.
I'm not going to double check, but obviously in reality you would clarify exactly where you're departing from. So north, link, and then south.
Bar 7, 7 Eco November, identificar
This is getting maxed out.
Espere pista 06 izquierda en Palma, llegada por Torso 3 Mike.
Torso 3 Mike, pista 06 izquierda, base con AM.
So we're going to go down, hangar left. Somebody was landing over there, weren't they? Yes.
Palma approach, Papa Hotel Sierra Tango Victor. Papa Hotel Sierra Tango Victor, hello, standby please. Base 7 Eco November, vuelo directo a Andraix.
Don't forget, when you get told standby, don't read it back.
Base 7 con November.
Pista libre, Wellington 953.
Wellington 953, bienvenido a Palma por Delta al 20.
Pues por Delta al 20, Wellington 953.
Bar 7 Eco November, descenso 5000 pies nivelado en Andraix, QNH 1022, descenso a discreción.
Los 5000 pies en Andraix con H1022, base 7 con November.
Report 7 Delta Whiskey, how long have been wait for setup?
So we'll hang a right, and then it's first left, but not all the way around, because that'll give us Sierra 2.
Condor 7 Delta Whiskey, clear to destination as filed. Standard departure, Meros 6 Bravo, runway news 06 right. Initial climb 6,000 feet, squawk 6264.
Clear to Frankfurt 5, Mero 6 Bravo departure, runway 06 right, climbing 6,000 feet, and squawk. Catching flight patrol, squawk 6264, corner 7 Delta Whiskey.
Condor 7 Delta Whiskey, feedback is correct. QNH 1022.
Takeoff.
H1022, 7 Delta Whiskey.
So CAS clear. I don't know how. I don't think you can recall it. And we can't on this.
Papa Hotel Sierra Tango Victor.
Signs will set before we go. Your dampers off. Nice protection. Not required.
Passat Tango
Retail doesn't
Victor.
agree.
Go ahead.
Advise the packs. Then it's just lights transponder. We don't have to do.
SR22 at stand VFR to 1 hour flight to Valencia. Information share received, request started, Papa Tango Victor.
Passat Tango Victor, you make an IFR, you need an standard departure.
I guess there's a difference in the flight plan there.
Request standard departure, Papa Tango Victor.
Is visual you fly, sorry. Clear to destination Valencia visual, runway news 06 right, and squawk 7001.
Staat approved, the runway 06 right in use. QNH is 7001, Papa Tango Victor.
So it should be first here on the left.
998 Hotel Golf, after Alpha Delta X.
There's Sierra 3.
Approach 06 left, report established.
After Alpha Delta X, regular Dallas approach runway 06 left, and will report established. Ryanair 908 Hotel Golf.
EC87 Papa Golf, descend altitude 5000, level at Alpha Delta X, QNH 1022.
So flap set, trim set.
Alpha Delta X-ray, QNH 1022, EVA 7 Papa Golf.
Iberia 2211, viento 070 grados, 15 nudos, 06 izquierda, autorizado a aterrizar.
Isla 06 izquierda, autorizado a aterrizar.
Al 7 con November, posterior Andraix, autorizado ILS, pista 06 izquierda, será número 2.
Andraix, autorizados ILS 06 izquierda, número 2, va 7 con 9.
Action 5 Charlie X-ray requesting descent.
Lexon 5, Charlie X, right contact, Barcelona approach 125.25.
125.25,
That's got 1908, holding point Sierra 3, runway 06 right, ready for departure.
Ascot 1908, wind 070 degrees, 15 knots, runway 06 right, clear for takeoff.
06 right, clear for takeoff, Ascot 1908. Brakes, lights.
Vueling 3953, cantos puestos.
Bolín 3953, gracias por volar a Palma, un saludo Emilio, chao.
Saludo Oscar y a Juan, por supuesto, gracias por el servicio, venga, hasta luego.
Chao.
So,
Approaching 06 right.
Position, you're not clear to enter runway. What are you doing, please?
chaos begins. So he was
Iberia
going to start.
211 ha entrado un tráfico en pista motor y al aire, ascenso a 3000, lo siento.
Ascendemos a 3000, teníamos tráfico en suelo.
On
Iberia
runway
211 acaba de desconectar.
06
Está todavía en
right.
posición de aterrizar, autorizado a aterrizar, 06 izquierda.
Okay, engine stable. Power. Toga. Lock the nose wheel. I think you have to do that in reality.
Go ahead.
Full approach, buenos días, aircraft type.
So, jump up to V1. Rotate, hand off.
Iberia 111, good dia. Clear to Madrid, EPAMA 2 Bravo departure runway
Positive
06 right.
Gear up.
Is your climb flight level 70, squawk 6257.
It's 400, flap up.
Bravo departure, initial flight level 70, squawk 6257,
Flight was set.
9111.
Iberia 111, read correct, PNH 1022.
What are pilots on? Let's go flight level change.
Ascot 1908, radar contact after takeoff, continue climb flight level 140.
Continue climb flight level 140, Ascot 108.
Ryanair 908 Hotel Golf,
Flaps up, gear up.
runway 06 left, ILS 06 left.
Ryanair 98 Hotel Golf, continue approach, number 2.
Number 2, 908 Hotel Golf.
So it's max 210. Might as well get to 8 DME that little bit quicker. Go for 200. Because there's a turn, I'm going to keep the seatbelt sign on. Oh, the Ortho doesn't work. Didn't think it looked all three. Sorry guys, that's really disappointing. So we've been cleared to flight level 200.
Stand 159 request, started QNH 022, Iberia 9 triple 1. Iberia 9 triple 1,
Gear up.
startup approved,
Flaps
call for
up.
taxi.
Raw dampers on. GPS, flight will change. Cross levers, max climb.
Ryanair 98, hotel
Pressurization
golf, wind
is
070
pressurizing.
degrees, 15 knots, runway
4-5 cross checked.
left, clear to land.
Less protection not required.
26
Lights all on.
4 and 908 Hotel Golf, thank you.
Bienvenido a Palma por ECO al 24.
So we're heading to 8 DME, which is this intercept point. To left turn during Phenom.
Whiskey, pushback approved, facing south.
Pushback approved, facing south, Delta 7 Delta Whiskey.
Oh, it's a DME arc.
Ascot 1908, if you wish, fly direct EPAMA.
Direct EPAMA, thank you very much. Ascot 108.
EC87 Papa Golf, after Alpha Delta X-ray, career ILS approach 06 left, report establish.
After Alpha Delta X-ray cleared, ILS approach 06 left and will report established EC87 Papa Golf.
Go, that looks a bit better, doesn't it?
Ascot 198, continue climb, flight level, yep, flight level 250.
Continue climb, flight level 250, Ascot 108. Crossing 10, lights off, belts off, pressurization checks. There you go, so the direct to isn't quite perfect. I know that's a bit aggressive, I just can't be bothered. The airplane should descend. Which I think is actually what the G1000 is aiming for there. There you go, you are direct. There's the airport, there's somebody landing, there's no Ortho. I loaded it up. There you go, you can see there was our takeoff point down there. We started all the way along, round, off. There you go, so you can see still get a decent climb rate at 250.
Gracias, Bredo, por favor, por servicio, magnífica, hasta luego.
Así te conozco, establecido 06 izquierda.
World textures on, truly terrible.
Continua aproximación, tráfico aterrizando en cabecera.
Continuamos a 7 kilómetros.
There you go, you can see all the high ground here. The initial turn is to miss this here, and then turn out over the sea. This direct also works quite nicely. So we're off at 1036. Minutes early.
Ryanair 98 Hotel Golf, welcome to Palma, taxi via Eco, stand 107.
Via Echo stand 107, Ryanair 98 Hotel Golf, thank you.
Bar 7 con November, viento 070 grados 15, nudos pista 06 izquierda, autorizado aterrizar.
Autorizados a aterrizar 06 izquierda, bar 7 kilómetros.
Stand 159, request taxi, Iberia 911. Iberia 3, correction, Iberia 9 and 111 for taxi, contact tower 11830.
Oh, interesting.
1930, thank you, Iberia 9 and 311. Condor 7 Delta Whiskey, contact tower 11830.
I'm on 7 Delta Whiskey here.
Base de November, contacte Torre 118.3, se mantiene la autorización de aterrizar.
¿Cómo queda? Pues Torre 18.3.
Awesome, 200. Still pressurizing.
Ahora también.
Allemaal beneden, dus ik kan nog 500 bijleven.
Stand by, call you back in 1 second. I have some mouse issues.
Okay, 25.
So interesting.
Grenoble 519, high
But we're going
5,
west.
Lourdes 3 Mike arrival, runway 06 left, descent flight level 150.
Florida 3 Mike down to 150 and 06 left for Dutch Colonel 519.
Fly direct Alpha Delta X-ray.
Direct Alpha Delta X-ray.
It's got 1908, request further climb.
I've got 1908, leaving my airspace for the train, Unicorn 122.8. Enjoy your flight, so long.
Unicorn 122.8, thanks for the service. It's got 1908, bye bye.
EC7 Papa Golf, contact tower 1.
There we go. So it's worth getting that call in. I did think that was the top of his responsibility. There we go. En route. So we'll have a look at the arrivals. We're going to come to PIMOS, which is defined off the Malaga VOR. We're going to probably go to Unbut, and then follow it in. There's a TACAN, and we're going to do the civil arrival. Unbut for the RMP-09. Oh no, PMOS round and in. Because we can't do a radar fix. Could we? Let's have a look where it is. Unbut, so it's off the TACAN, off the DME 346 inbound. 346 is 10 miles. That's 10 miles from the radar. Maybe we could fly a track of 346 and just try and figure it out. It's going to be a very tight turn. I have a feeling I'll probably hit it wrong. Visual decision point is 3 DME on the radar. The issue I have is I don't know if those radar fix points are actually defined. So it's visual only, so how on earth do you get an IMC military arrival? okay, because you need 5k and 1,000-foot ceiling. Fine, okay, I get that. There's 300. Cabin's still climbing gradually. We still haven't got to EPAMA yet because we've got a stonking headwind. Which gives me a good opportunity to get some lunch once we get into the cruise. We're heading straight for Valencia. Still no central line. Happy days. Let's see, look at that, 50 knots. I mean, we're pretty much going into the wind, aren't we? That's a lot of drift. 7 or 8 degrees. Anyway, we'll be cruising at 7.4, high speed cruise. Top of climb should have taken 19 minutes. We were a little bit inefficient though initially, so we're going away from the airport. So whilst that helps reduce time en route, if it's not the optimum climb speed, then it'll take longer to climb. But when you're going away from the direction you want to go, larger, waiting for a direct, there isn't really much point speeding up. You just get further and further away. Although initially I did 200 with a max 210 to get us to the 8 DME point as quick as possible to fly that route, so there is a delicate balance. Oh, Gibraltar ATC are online. Request weather on initial contact, no ATIS. 1312. I'm definitely going to have to brush up on this. He's been online for 34 minutes. Is he going to be there when we get there? I don't know. How many arrivals are there? He's just going to be set about. So there's 4 currently. 1 departing, 3 of us in flight. The Lufty is, well, we might be arriving at similar sort of times. He's north of Valencia, a little bit closer than we are east. So we'll have to look and update those. The other one, LPPS, okay, is, might be similar sort of time. Maybe a bit quicker with an arrival. So anyway, there's a mandatory 6 and 5 on the SRA at 15:20. We're doing a ground speed of 120, we need 600 feet a minute from 5 nautical miles. So we can actually descend down to 15:20 in dirty dive from 10 because there is no altitude on that. Up at 3 or above. 3.6 for the TACAN. But of course that'll only give us DME. I think eventually Sim does give you direction, which a bit of a cheat. Oh no, so we're going to PIMOS. Up. But in. So I suppose the question is, do that after I've just done the flight plan, done the flight log, sorry. It's 1 minute, it's going to be 53, more like 54. So we got now 10 minutes early, we made up a minute. So slightly more than that. So we're doing well. Joseph, there is. Hello. Thanks for joining. Have I seen you before? Sorry if I can't remember. thanks for joining. So EPAMA at 5:04, 10 minutes ahead of schedule. So that will get us, should get us arriving if we stay 10 minutes ahead of schedule at 12:10 at Gibraltar. Although that's direct from PIMOS, so probably add another few minutes on top of that. Which is 13:10 local, which is only an hour and 20 minutes away. So you know it isn't actually that long. Here we are over EPAMA. 5 seconds to go. Got 1047. Got 433 hour ramp fuel takeaway 1047 gives us 386. So 386. We should have burned 268. So we are 118 kilos over, which is always a little worrying. We'll make it back in the cruise, but obviously short cruise, not ideal. And bearing in mind that our extra of 15 minutes fuel is 124, if it stays that way, then we've consumed all of that extra fuel. I'm sure we won't, but you know, leveled off is 54 again. 18 minutes, not sure. And I'm leaving climb thrust for 074. So when it comes to top of climb, we're 9 minutes early, which makes sense actually. That means it will take 18 minutes to climb because that's the same as our takeoff. So not bad. I was expecting it to be a little bit off. Maybe it is 10 minutes, whatever. It's close enough, isn't it? Within a minute. So hopefully that will be online. Probably not going to bother with that one and that one and that one. We'll just do an update in Valencia. Let's see what sort of arrivals we can have. You see there are no arrivals, so actually what we've got to do is pop them in if we can. Just let the speed settle down first and then we can play around with that. Still nothing on the centres, so once we get what is that, about 226, 227, to get within about 5 knots, bring the power back to cruise, max cruise, and then we'll let the CSC take over. Not an auto throttle over, it just takes the workload off. Yeah, 86.9. And it's creeping up quite nicely there. So I think it should work. If I do CSC and then decimal 73 and then increase it. Looks like it's working. So, seatbelt signs off. So let's pop this in, shall we? So, PIMOS, up. There you go, and that does put it in between, which is good, isn't it? Then unbutt. Doesn't exist. So how can unbutt exist, but unbutt can't? That I find quite odd. If you go direct to RIPRA, Let's see. Let's do that. Ripra doesn't exist either, so it's going to make it that little bit more difficult. It's 8.5 DME. We'll get radar fix if we are online, which helps. We could probably do it on the do it off the Tangiers VOR, to be fair. Let's try one more time. And we could of course add these if we had the mat nonce. So at the moment, as you can see here, PIMOS up, and then actually we want it's over here with about 8 DME to go. So we'll just have to fly the track 272 till 8.5 DME. It's not incredibly precise. And I'm going to double check the weather just to look fine. Yeah, just the RMP's civil, which won't work. Not for us anyway. Could go sketchily wrong. Not doing the best job of maintaining decimal 7.4. Let's give it a helping hand, shall we? Go, see if that works. There you go. See, it takes us out into the straight. Happy days. Like I say, sorry about the Ortho guys. Definitely put it to X Organizer, and even if it hadn't worked, I don't understand why it wouldn't play ball on departure. It should have had Ortho because we had it coming in last time, or maybe we didn't. That was the problem. I didn't notice because it was night. Anyway, I think it's 12 o'clock. I'm going to have a quick refreshment break. Still no centre online. I tell you what we'll do is let's think about top of descent. So for the arrivals, up is above 3. So that's 16 miles. Got another 10 there. 25 miles. I think we can be up at 7.5. So if I call that 7, that should get us into a relatively decent position. And as always, VNAV profile relatively steep. There we go, top of descent. 40 minutes. Days. this is all a little bit weird, isn't it? The Ortho looks like it's working over mainland Spain, so don't know what went wrong. I'll have to have a look. Maybe it's corrupted or something. It can be quite a toil managing all the Ortho, so I mean that's one aspect where I think that can do really well, because this certainly to me looks much better than FS2020. So 16 zoom level 16, 17 Ortho. At cruise looks better. At about 2,000 feet it looks better and sharper. But the streaming aspect is obviously really convenient. Would it be so bad if you had to download it like you have to download the scenery at the moment? It would probably take up a huge amount more. Would Lamina want to stream it? I don't know, the servers to do that would probably cost an absolute fortune. Could you have it as an upgrade, an add-on, a monthly subscription? I don't know, but this is definitely a lot better than the procedural stuff. So I would certainly prefer it. Or do you just say to people, well, if you want it, you need a 4 terabyte hard drive just for Europe, and give you a way to manage it a bit better. But they definitely need to do something to complete the lighting upgrades. Look good. It's about time. I'd like to see. I should probably get on the ideas, because the ideas upvote is where it's at. The fact that we still don't have realistic sunrise and sunset times is, to me, abhorrent for a flight simulator. Accurate stars is nice, but who does astronaut anymore? So, I mean, that's not the end of the world, but accurate sunrise and sunset is genuinely not acceptable, so maybe I'll put that on. If I think the hassle is that you've got to register for it. Just adding that extra level. How many years have I been saying these things? I suppose I should have got them on there a long time before. Maybe that's a job for today. Salzburg is open today for the nice approaches. I was thinking about going there, but from Gibraltar it's a 3-hour flight, so I might not, to be honest. And maybe I'll look at doing something in a double tomorrow, or doing at least a stop en route to somewhere, and maybe a flight later on in the evening. I don't know. So tower, there's no approach. 3.2. Have a read of everything for the airport. There's actually not a lot. Main road crosses runway, well, we know that. Civil apron, well, the south apron doesn't have anything. But if I can get some other charts. Oh, what we have ahead now? Oh, so that was, yes, San Sebastian. Yesterday, no it isn't, I'll shut up. Should have been there at 3.5. We would clear the air at 2.5/26 and late 2.5, so we're still 9-10 minutes ahead of schedule. Probably had 8:30. There is no ATC, so 1433. Take away 8:30. No, what am I talking? 433. Gives us 603. Only 84 kilos, so we are bringing it back. But you can see how on a short flight you're going to end up well and truly off of what you think you're going to have. So I suppose the question is, 616's output is probably good, but that's going to put us in 7 ton territory. So at 10:50 Zulu, automatic 090 at 7. 10k visibility, broken clouds 4,200, sky obscured above that, 22.8, 1022, fine. Live with that. 090 at 7, gives it pretty much straight down the run, which is good. So the irritating thing about Jepson charts is they don't provide that logs. Other providers do. So you could add custom waypoints for Unbut, Ripra, the ones that are not in current database. It also gives you the TACAN radial, which is 180 8.5 for Unbut. Which kind of makes sense. So the FAF is 3. Jepson is quite a bit more disappointing in terms of detail and everything else. But whatever. So let's have a look at our performance, shall we? A full flat landing on this. The runway is 1778. It's straight down. However, I think we may risk touching a little bit further down than we should. So, what did I do that for? Wrong one. I wanted to bring up Avitab. And we're going to plan for 7 tons. 7 tons is 819 on the fuel. Oh, we're already under that. So, you're already lower. So, go trawling through these. Maybe one day I'll print these out. I have a printer at home, it's not printing at work, don't worry. So, looking at a flat 3V ref at 7 tons is 112. Full flap. It's only 111. Now I find that really interesting. It's clearly more draggy. It's interesting with a bump. Terrible headwind. It's clearly a lot more draggy, so huge amount of difference. It's the touchdown speed that really makes the difference. Flap is probably, if you want to do the shortest performance landing, you want to get the flap up. As soon as you touch down, get the weight on the wheels so you can brake. So, just write down these figures. It's 111,126. 7 tons, 109,125, and 108,123. So let's pop those in. That makes things a little bit more manageable with speed of 110, 120. And then performance wise, we know it's 1022, which is 9 HPA times 30 gives us 270. The aerodrome is 17 feet above sea level, 12 feet above sea level. So it's not going to take us down 1,000 feet, but it is going to give us 0. This is unfactored landing flap 3 on flap full. Go. Ice protection off, wing stab off. Is there any difference with ice protection? Oh no, because it's wing stab on. Engine anti-ice won't make any difference. But the wing stab on the SWPS ice speed is what does it. So off on. We think we're going to have 7 knots, but we're not going to go up to 10. So we'll take the 0 at 7. Here's a 751. 737 at 68. And 723. And obviously it is going to be less than that with a 7 knot headwind. You could in theory interpolate between the two and take 5 for instance. But that's your worst case. Well, your worst case is 10 knots if it swings around, but I'm sure it won't. Otherwise we will use the other one. Beyond the threshold it's 1528, so even taking 1528 times 0.6 gives us 916, and we're still well below 916.8 meters, so you don't have to worry about any factors. But what we do need to do is make sure we touch down before the halfway point, which you want to touch down the first third of the runway anyway. You should go around regardless of the type of aeroplane you fly, because that's what will kill you. So easy enough to do and estimate. If we find that we do end up hitting 619, then we can adjust the speeds, because I've already got them. That'll take us down into 6.8 ton territory, and that'll bring the VREF back to 109, an extra 2 knots helps, and that's pretty much it. We're about to start descent in 5-6 minutes, so happy days, nice and easy. Of course you can do that in descent as well. Performance calcs. Lufty is ahead of us. He's at flight level 300, doing 360 over the ground, so even with this 53 knot headwind I think we're probably better. Oh, he's in a CRJ 7 now. Is that flight sim CRJ? Don't know. Land 417, he's doing 360 over the ground. I don't know what they cruise at, we're doing 372. I don't know why he's so low. We're 39, he planned at 29, was 300. Whatever. And SDG, I don't recognise that call sign. He's inbound as well. Air Sardinian. 319. We might actually get cleared for the RMP, so I have got those charts available. controller, so it could certainly be fun. You'd like to think he does have the ability to do a radar fix. At what point would he be handed over? Don't know, 5 miles. Anyway, we need 180 from the TACAM, which we might just be able to figure out. 10 nautical miles, and then we just need to track 346. It could go spectacularly wrong. And then 3 miles is the decision point. It's a radar fix, and not off. Guess we can request a 3 nautical mile radar fix, and then we've got a very tight turn to fly. Much tighter than the Civi one. So if I pull this off, I'll be impressed. I anticipate it may go a little wrong. The go around is straight to the end of the runway and a 120 track. And climb to 4,000. Avoiding Spanish airspace, so it does make it relatively tight. So I don't know if there is actually approval. Get dip clears to go in, carry out the civil one. We'll see how we get. We'll see how we get on. So what are we going to descend to? I'm going to set 100. Ortho does look good. Frames are okay, but it's OpenGL, so they're all over the place. Radar 50 nautical miles inbound to obtain weather. Oh, there isn't a radar. So we're going to need 600 feet per minute rate of descent, give or take. So there's VNav woken up. Better arm it. Capture, descent, And everyone's floating in the back. There we go. Way in. What have we got to run? There's the rest of my flight plan. Interesting. But nothing is shown. Is that just because it can't work it out because of the rate of descent? Yeah, we've got 100 miles. So once we're passing about 200. I suppose that's 100 track miles, so it's not quite that far. We got the TACAN there, so it's that as well. It's PIMOS, and I think there's traffic ahead of us. Oh no, that's departing traffic, so I think the other guy has landed. Windshield heat on. Approach briefing, well, we're just going to have to try and wing, to be honest, and if we need to, civil approach because they'll pull us off. Landing data, we do need to set the minimums, which for this SRA is 1,000 feet. It's not going to be a factor today. How do I set them over here? EFD. Ref. There we go. So the crossfeed is off and we are only 2 kilos different, which is negligible. Duty is on, signs not required, ice protection is not required, so as for the descent. Anyway, passing 300, we're actually getting a little bit slow. Despite it being quite a steep descent. And that's interesting, that the path gets away. Expect it to maintain the path. So we put 7 in. So we've got the Gibraltar TACAN 136 with no info. Okay, so it doesn't actually work. That's good. We can live with that. Is there anything else that could be useful for us? Oh, we're over overhead Malaga.
Right, taking off.
Foxtrot Tango Tango, roger.
Gibraltar Tower, good afternoon, Ascot 1908.
Got 1908 Gibraltar Tower, hot class message.
Ascot 1908, Phenom 300, inbound just overhead Malaga. Stay good information.
I've got 1908 Gibraltar Tower, hot surface winds are 080 degrees 5 knots, runway use is 09. The temperature is 21, dew point 17, and the QNH is 1022.
Copy the weather, runway 09, QNH 1022, Ascot 1908.
Got 1908, correct.
Okay, that says a reminder. Got a few people on there. FMAT is FMAT. Matio at Cannes. 40. Fly around the rock, then do some touche and go. Excellent effort.
We're ready for lightness. We are with our liner.
Tango Tango, roger, flight Alpha to backtrack runway 09, report lined up.
So we got course. Hopefully there won't be much drift.
Tango, we are clear to land at runway 09 now.
Thanks, sir.
ZT34 Quebec, Ranger.
ET4 Quebec, Gibraltar Tower, hot River 55.
This is B5, sir.
So what did I say? 619 with probably that are we? So 111, 126, 116 VREF plus 5. So cabin diff is decreasing. I'd like to see the cabin rate start to decrease, but I'm sure it isn't that aggressive in reality. Or maybe it is, maybe that's why they don't do such a steep descent.
Foxtrot Tango Tango, amendment to your flight time. It'll be not above 1,900 feet on the QSS.
Tango, we're gonna fly at 1,900 feet. So I think my flight time.
Foxtrot Tango Tango, runway 09, surface wind 080 degrees 5 knots, good takeoff.
Tango, clear for takeoff from runway 9 there.
Pretty much point listening to anything on Unicom, is there? So 273 to about 10 BME. On jib tack end. and 346. This could go horrifically wrong. If we had unbowed, it wouldn't be so much of a problem. Just about to see the TCAS there. Yep, there you go. Please not going to get in our way.
Bullshot Tango Tango, report down.
We might actually find that it's not bad. We should do a visual circuit.
Bullshot Tango Tango, report downward.
Left-hand circuits can't be surely.
Tango Tango, we report downward.
But I can certainly do with a custom waypoint 180, 10 miles, pop, and in. We'll do our 273, see how we get on. Might actually be 270, just to. That might be less than that, it might be 265. So let's bring the power back and see if we can start slowing it all.
Tango down, wind runway 90. Bullshot Tango Tango, rush report final.
Let's go all the way around the rock. Weird. So 272 is what it says. Yeah, I suppose we can do that. 272 gets us in a little bit closer. We can go down to 15, 20. There you go, you can see the speed is coming back gradually. It's a bit of a dirty dive. That was really unnecessary. So flight mode is silent. I am not going to.
Tango Tango, request right hand turn for base runway 90. Bullshot Tango Tango,
This could be chaos.
report final runway 09. Final final, Bullshot Tango Tango.
Also, good evening, Easy 3 Alpha Quebec is on gate 3 requesting Wi-Fi to Sierra.
G3 Alpha Quebec, Gibraltar Tower, hello, reports your stand number aircraft type and POB, please.
POB,
Gate
do
3
forget that also.
A320 and red Sierra.
Confirm your POB.
So 3 is our floor.
Speedbird 493, uniform stand 5, we are ready for stand and push.
493, inform stand
5, push to solid 3, face west.
Stand up, push bird, face west, speed by 493 uniform.
So we'll try 272. Oh, okay, so that blocked us out. I'm up at 7. Fine, get that. Although we were in VS, so I don't think it should. Okay, maybe it's going to match the restrictions, whatever. Go flight level change. I want flight level change. Heading. Tower Ascot 1908. Overhead, up, passing flight level 70, descending flight level 30 for SRA 09 mil.
Sorry, last flash recording second.
Ascot 1908, overhead, up, passing flight level 66, descending flight level 30, positioning for the SRA mil procedure.
I've got 1908, roger. Tango, runway 90. Triple Tango, roger, runway 09, establish wind 080 degrees, 5 knots, clear touch and go. Clear for King runway 090, Tango. I've got 1908, you can report final.
Okay, that's got 1908. So we can descend through cloud, and we can set 1022. Temperature is 8 degrees, coming up to 9. Gonna need anti-ice, not sure.
The 3 Alpha Quebec, ready for clear clearance.
Stand by 113,
Start bringing the speed back. There you go, you can see our track there, 271. So I was a little bit keen. Actually, let's go, let's get 269. Just so we're that little bit further out. You can see the speed gradually coming back. I'll increase our drift. It's 10 degrees, no anti-ice required.
Easy 3 Alpha Quebec. We're ready to come here, sir.
3 Alpha Quebec, roger. After departure runway 09, sorry, clear to Madeira after departure runway 09, route PIMOS, then BAPRA, and squawk 7722. Tango going around due to an unexpected A320 taking off. Departure Tango, roger. It's flight standby.
Sorry, can you say again for 3 Alpha Quebec?
2 Alpha Quebec after departure runway 09, climb straight ahead 6,000 feet, routing PIMOS, and then BAPRA, and squawk 7722.
It's a lot to write down. Yeah, we're over the sea, so I'm going to set 50. 1600.
Easy 3 Alpha Quebec, correct.
I suppose, let's be cheeky, we can go down to 50. Go on. Let's get the speed back so we're within the flap range. Rave descent all the way down. So we're clearly within 10 DME. Let's take 5 degrees to the left, shall we? Of course, you'd never do this in reality. And I think we're going to end up with a traffic conflict.
Foxtrot Tango Tango, enter left-hand orbit in your present position to the advised.
This could go wrong, left-hand orbit. Oh dear. Let's try and get in ahead of him.
Tango, I received you quite bad. Can you please repeat?
Foxtrot Tango Tango, enter left-hand orbit in your present position to the advised.
So we enter on the left base, runway liner.
Negative, enter left-hand orbits in your present position to the advised.
I think that's not going to be a winner, to be honest. Give him a heading. Just give him a heading. Give him a heading. Give him a heading. So I think we need about 346 now. So
We enter left-hand orbit in our position. Thank you for writing.
oh, this might actually not be ideal. No, I think we're pretty much in the right
Foxtrot
position.
Tango Tango, traffic information is an Embraer on a 9-mile final.
So flap 1 sec, gears up.
Tango, I don't get the traffic in sight. I'm looking for it.
That's definitely not a left-hand orbit.
1908 traffic information is a DR40 entering left-hand orbits.
Contact Ascot 1908. Is he? Is he really? Doesn't go.
Session sulfation, Gibraltar Tower, be closing shortly.
Volterra EG3 Alpha Quebec, we're present.
I think we're probably doing okay.
3 Alpha Quebec, stand 3 face west.
Snap approved face west EG3 Alpha Quebec.
6 nautical miles would get a radar fix. 1520, we're actually a little bit high. Oh, that was the traffic, but there was just a bit of dirt on my screen. I really don't think he's doing left-hand orbits. Okay, we are flap set.
Got 190,
Yeah.
when able, reduce minimum approach speed.
Reducing Ascot 1908.
Autopilot.
Now it'd be interesting to see if we have actually kept clear of the prohibited based on my extremely limited ability to fly this. We're looking for 3 miles.
Foxtrot Tango Tango, go around, I say again, go around, acknowledge.
I don't even see him. He should be straight ahead. Anyway, we're visual.
Foxtrot Tango Tango, go around, I say again, go around, acknowledge.
Him down there. Was that a boat? Cool, you're walking on top of
Tango Tango, Gibraltar Tower.
Ortho Tower, go ahead.
Foxtrot Tango Tango, go around, right second, go around, acknowledge.
Tango, doing the round.
There's some lead-ins there.
1908, runway 09, establish wind 08 degrees 6 knots, clear to land.
Clear land 09, visual with the traffic, Ascot 1908.
Sure.
Ortho, easy 3 Alpha Quebec,
There he is. So I guess it was.
7 Point Alpha, easy 3 Alpha Quebec.
Could really do with some lead-in. I think I've been a little bit wide. But you know what? I think are we a little bit low? I don't think that was a bad job, guys. I might have infringed, but it's really difficult to tell the Frontierer. Are we a bit high?
Tango, we entered the traffic pattern on the left-hand base, runway 09er.
Probably a bit high.
Approaching 09.
9 number C, following a Brian.
Denver 2 after Denver.
That wasn't bad. That was a bit hooky at the end, but you know what? I'm quite pleased. Oh, we could do with some piers here, couldn't we?
Ortho, easy 3 Alpha Quebec, position Alpha.
Yeah, that's correct, Roger.
I think the runway's flatter than this in real life.
Easy 3 Alpha Quebec, behind the landing, Embraer 1, sorry.
4,000 feet remaining.
Alpha, enter backtrack runway 09, report LiDAR.
3,000 remaining.
Landing Embraer, we'll backtrack my 09 and we'll report lined up easy 3 Alpha Quebec.
Foxtrot Tango Tango, sorry, Foxtrot Tango Tango, extend downwind.
So Tango, we're gonna extend downwind.
Ascot 1908, vacating right.
Ascot 1908, Roger, vacate, sorry, taxi Delta to the main apron, bye-bye.
Delta to the apron, thanks very much for the service, really enjoyed it, Ascot 1908.
Bye-bye.
I don't think he did. So I had to get really on the brakes heavily quite there.
I know, station Gibraltar Towers now closing, there's no further agency, you're going to com 1, PG decimal 8.
Thanks, see ya.
Bye.
Yeah, have a good day. Traffic, easy 3 Alpha Quebec, backtrack on 09 and is nearly on them.
So pretty limited information. Sort of head over here, park up. That was fun. Like I say, it'd be interesting to see if we manage to keep that legal, but in reality you need an approach controller. So if we manage that just using track and heading, then I think that was pretty good. Wow, oops. So let's park up here. We are on stand at 12:12. 6 something. Engines shut down.
Roll traffic, easy 3 Alpha Quebec taking off runway 09 Gibraltar traffic.
There we go, here's our little jet in Gibraltar. Welcome. Really, 0 feet per minute? Didn't feel like it. 300 meters from the threshold. If he goes, what's it like here?
Control traffic, easy 3F, specs passing 1000, we're clear, runway 09.
It's not bad. You can see there is the big old rock. These all hand placed? I don't know. They look it. This all looks like hand placed scenery, buildings and stuff. I think it's pretty good. We have been here before. I think it's a real good effort. I don't know where our French mate is. Ended up DR400, probably in FS 2020. Is it this busy in reality? Yes, look at all the piers and stuff. Yeah, warship, but hey, never know. Cruise ships dock up here. And I think it's a bit more rocky than this sort of gives credit for, if that makes sense. There's a lot of roads and stuff up here. Get out in a cable car and loads of stuff. It is a great old place to visit if you get the chance. And you can see there is the border, which then extends out halfway into this bay. So I think we may have busted it a little bit. But actually, I was, like I say, quite pleased. So let's end the flight. 7th person to arrive there today. Yeah, let's check that out. Well, you know what? I was right in the middle of the bay, so I think we would have just technically ever so slightly have infringed a bit, and the turn was a bit early and everything else. But you know what? Like I say, you need an approach controller to sort that out for you. We probably should have turned a little bit earlier than we did.
We are Foxtrot Medical Tango on short final, runway 09 at Gibraltar, Lima, X-ray, Bravo, Golf.
So it's a straight line out to halfway through. I think it was actually technically legal. It was close, but we stayed outside of the line. So
Lima X-ray, Golf, Bravo 3.
I am actually quite surprisingly pleased with that. There is the border. That's being dug up in reality, I think, to put a road underneath it. So that taxiway is closed. There he is. I think he was massively low. Absolutely.
Easy 3F,
So that was who we saw on approach. He's doing some pretty interesting circuits, I can tell you that. Let's just see, shall we? And we'll have a look at the replay. Quite low. And I mean, if anything, we were quite high. Of course, it's really difficult to stay on that glide path with no information and buildings in the way. In reality, I think there is one that points out to the side. Oh, there is a dip. There is a dip on the runway. It's very low. But that is a DR400, which are very nice aeroplanes. I'm told I haven't flown one, but they're made of wood. And they're very sleek, and they fly very nicely. Well, they do. He's having fun. That's all that matters. Despite the chaos, he didn't do any form of orbit at all. It just went round. So Tau would have been better off giving him a heading, I think.
Foxtrot Tango, we have exited the runway via route Alpha. The runway is clear.
So I don't know if that's just a delay, but of course you don't tell me we have vacated. You don't use the word clear, but all these small things are sent to try us. The terminal building there looks quite good. Terminal kits. Certainly looks like it's being used over here. There's an office block, there's a kit. That's a warehouse, isn't it? Oh, well. Let's log off VATSIM. Let's get rid of the overlay and let's have a look at the replay, shall we? So I think we could watch that from the tower. Like I say, that wasn't perfect glide all the way down, but I did think I was getting too low, and actually, we weren't. The turn was a little bit loose. Obviously, it's easier in reality because you've got that peripheral vision and you can look to the right. Now what I didn't do was really get on the brakes early enough. And we ended up coming to a stop almost. Whoops. Look from on board, shall we? Which is just on the boundary. Yellow boy out in the bay here somewhere that you have to fly over. It lines you up. Probably do that in X-Plane. So a little bit low above the threshold. Somebody's worked very hard on this airport. Probably just do with a couple of piers for the lighting. Out here. That's pretty good. Well, welcome to Gibraltar, guys. We're trying to make our way back at some point. We enjoyed it. I certainly did. That was a bit of a challenge. It'd be really nice to know if that flight path really did keep us this side. I think it looked like I followed the line almost exactly. Again, more luck than judgment. But I think this is all really rather good. I like the scenery. Rock is there at least. It's not perfect, but at least there's a few buildings here to brighten things up. You can see all the barriers and everything else. They're all really good. So somebody's put some effort into this. I think it could do a few tweaks, but really good. Elliot, hello. Come and try this approach out. I wouldn't really want to be doing that without a radar controller in cloud, but it was all legal and legit. Visual approach probably would have been better and we could have stayed a little bit closer. But I thought it was pretty good. So I'll probably fly again. I don't know where, don't know when. If not, I'll definitely be flying again tomorrow. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, friends. There we are. Sat on the ramp. Now the door goes up. Welcome to Gibraltar for the time being. Do a bit of sightseeing, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.